What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, probably the best wide receiver duo in college football, and we're going to break down what makes their route so special and why they're so good. And guys, please leave in the comments who you'd like to see me break down next or any questions you might have. Let's get started. So this first route, Jefferson's at the top of the screen here, okay? So he's going to be running in, stick, burst up to this fade, okay? Now this DB's off, so we really got to give him a good move. Let's watch this thing full speed, then we'll break it down. So he's coming out, stick to the inside, eyes, shoulders to the inside, then burst up field, go up and high point this thing, okay? So now, obviously we didn't get him to bite to where we broke his ankles and we're wide open in the field, but we did our job on this thing, guys. So the main thing I want to talk about here is when he comes out, he breaks down, right? Now, to sell like he's just going in right now, he beats the drum with his hands and he has fast hands, fast feet. What that does, that's an indicator to this DB. Now, you hear me talk about a lot, I don't want to give an indicator to the DB. I want to make everything look smooth, everything look the same. If he was running an in, I guarantee he wouldn't have done that. He would have just gone into the route. But this DB, once he sees you beat the drum and chop your feet, he's expecting a break, right? And so what he does, breaks down, eyes and shoulders to the inside, right? Commits his body, turns his shoulders to the inside, gives his eyes to the inside. That's what we need. Now this DB's sitting in. He wants to go make a play on this thing. He wants to break this thing up. And rather than just coming to the inside and breaking down, we give a stick. So when you give a stick right here, it's going to give you enough momentum to explode up and get up into this route, right? So what does it do? Gets this DB's cleats out of the ground, gets him biting just a little bit, right? So what that does is he's not going to be able to get hands on us. And when we're in the red zone from a quarterback perspective, you see how early Burrow throws this ball. He knows he's got his guy beat because this DB's about to bite on this end, right? So the ball's already up. He's throwing it to a spot. This is separation right here. This is enough separation that I need for my guy to go make a play. From a quarterback perspective, what we want to do is we want to give this guy a chance, okay? And that's exactly what Burrow does. You throw this ball above the rim, we're giving him a chance. You see, this DB doesn't know where the ball is. He had to turn. He's going to play his hands, right? Now he's able to go up and high point this thing in traffic. That is a perfect ball, and receivers, we got to be able to make this catch. If this ball comes up in the air and our quarterback gives us a chance, we got to be able to come down with it so he can continue to get this ball, right? And Jefferson does a great job of catching this thing off the second tip, and that's a great job working this in and then back up on this route. Let's watch this thing full speed one more time. So he breaks up, break down, fast hands, fast feet, stick, burst up field, quarterback gives him a chance, Jefferson goes up and makes this play. That's a great job. Okay, so he's going to be in the slot right here. Now, the main thing I want to talk about is his eyes. Your eyes are going to tell lies, guys. I can't stress that enough. So if you get your eyes inside, the DB's going to react. He's not going to react. Let's say he's going to be running a corner here, okay? When he runs this corner, if he just took it up right now and ran this corner, DB will be all over this thing. He's got him on inside leverage. He wants to develop the play. He's got some timing with this quarterback here, so he's got to give him some kind of move. So you can see his eyes to the inside, breaks down, works up to his depth, and then comes out. Now, main thing is this is a smash concept. So what a smash concept is we're trying to get a read on this corner as a quarterback. So this guy's running a pivot, right? He's running a whip route, as you can see here. So he's going to be coming off and he's pivoting back out. He beat this guy. He's open, too. They're both open. This is just poor defense, I would say, by Ole Miss. But good offense makes poor defense, right? So we're trying to make a read on this corner. Now, this corner is going to sit here on this rollaway, on this pivot, and we're throwing this thing to the back corner of the end zone, right? But we got to let this play develop. So what Jefferson does a good job of is getting his eyes, like he's selling, like he's just getting a quick slant right now, eyes to the inside, moves this guy to the inside because of his eyes. That's what you need to do, guys, a smash concept in the red zone, right? Then he breaks down and he works up to his depth. You can see he comes here, 1, 2 steps up to his depth. He doesn't just get to here and then flattens it out right now, because what that would do is that would let this corner play both of them, okay? We don't want to let the corner play both of them. So he carries on up to his depth, and now he's heading to the back corner of this end zone here, and Burrow's throwing this thing with some air, let my guy go run underneath it. But the reason why he's able to get so much separation here, guys, is because the use of his eyes. We got to get our eyes inside. Our eyes are going to tell lies. Eyes inside, bam, break up, 1, 2, up to our depth. This corner's playing the roll away, ball over the top. That's a great job by Burrow recognizing that, and that's a great route by Jefferson. Let's watch this thing full speed one more time. So he's coming out here, eyes to the inside, break down, 1, 2, up to his depth. Ball's coming up over the top. Great throwing ball. Great route by Jefferson. That's a really good job overall. Great smash concept play. I'm going to talk about this because this is just advanced route running. He's going to be running a corner post. Now, here's the thing. He cut his split down, right? So that lets this DB know corner is a threat, okay? We could run a corner by this. Let's say, so a DB should be smart enough. If he's on the bottom of the numbers, right, probably not going to be running a corner, okay? It's a tough throw for a quarterback, right? But because he cut his split down, we got a lot of room to work with on this sideline. So that makes this corner a threat. Let's watch this thing full speed one more time. So he's bursting up, break, 1, 2, 3. Eyes again, guys, right? Your eyes are going to tell lies, and then he bursts up to run this post. So Main thing here, you can see how this DB is about like a yard or two off, right? A little hunched over. He gives him this hesitation hop release, okay? So hesitation jab to the inside. Now, what does that do? That little hesitation just sees how this DB is going to play it. Is he going to bail right now? Is he going to keep this base? And that's what he did. He kept his base. He stayed flat. Now, that jab to the inside, you can see his feet stay underneath him, but his head and shoulders take him outside. What does that do? If I could just get this DB leaning outside, that's all I need because he wants to take an outside release, right? And he's got a lot of room to work on this outside release. So he bursts up, and now what does he do here? He doesn't want to go super wide, right? He doesn't want to take this thing out crazy wide. He almost gets back vertical, leaning into this DB here. Now, when he makes this break to the corner, right, I want you to see the head and shoulders. Jab here, head and shoulder movement to the post, right? That's what we need to see. That's what gets this DB sitting inside, okay? We got to make all of our breaks look the exact same, especially when we're working a double move like an out and up, post corner, hitch and go, sluggo, whatever you want to call it. And now he brings his head and shoulders on this corner break like he's running a corner. Now, 1, 2, 3. Main thing I want you to see, commits his shoulders. His shoulders aren't square, and his eyes are looking over this back shoulder. Now, what this DB does, because we got him with the head and shoulder movement on the first break, he's got to kick up into second gear. I don't want to get burned on this corner. I got to try to go make a play, right? He knows this ball's coming early, so he takes it out for 3 steps. It should always be based off of a stick. You should never break down on a double move, especially on a post corner. So he goes here, 1, 2, 3, and again, head and shoulder movement, explosive stick right here. This is the most explosive step you can get. Jab to the inside. His head and shoulders are completely turned. That's what's going to get him to bite. That's what's going to get him to overcommit on this thing, and that's exactly what he does, make him fall. Ball's coming over the top. That's a great job working this corner post by Justin Jefferson, especially in high school, this advanced route running, guys. This shows you how good these guys were. You see him now, right? You see him now in college, but you don't see the work that it takes to get to that point, and this is the work that he's been putting in. This is how good he was even at this young of a level. Let's watch this thing full speed one more time. So he's coming off, works upfield, head and shoulders, 1, 2, 3. Head and shoulders again. Head and shoulders, guys, having a violent stick in the ground, a violent cut. That's what we need. So he's going to be in the slot right here, guys. The main thing I want to talk about is how fast he gets out of this break. Now, this is zone coverage, okay? This is zone coverage 100% all the way. So let's watch this thing full speed, then we'll break it down. So bursting out, it's probably like a quarters concept. Well, not so much a quarters concept. Single high safety, right? Other safety comes down over the middle, okay? So you guys see him over the middle, bursting up. Driving on this ball is the safety, right? Driving on this ball, probably like a cover 3 look, maybe a little bit of a cover 1 look, right? He's coming out, though, zone coverage. So as you can see, pre-snap what we're thinking, right? So pre-snap, we're thinking we're almost one-on-one with this safety, okay? It's like a quarters concept, because in quarters, what this guy's doing, what this safety's doing is he's reading the number 2, okay? So he's got his quarters zone. I know you guys probably all know what quarters is, right? The field is split up into fourths. So this corner has this fourth. This safety would have that fourth. He's got this fourth, and that corner has that fourth, okay? So that's what a quarters concept would be. But the safeties aren't just going to bail out of there and not pay any attention to number 2, right? So he's going to have his eyes on number 2. Now, what Jefferson does is when he comes out here, he realizes all we got to do, so they're dropping, right? They got 3-4 look, right? 3-4 look. He's bailing out. So, main thing, he knows right now, when I'm making this break, Burrow's going to be putting this ball right here on this spot. I got to beat this DB to that spot, okay? I got to beat him there, right? So, when he comes out and he makes this break, he's got to accelerate out of the break, and he's got to be fast, right? We're not going to be slow out of the break. So when he's accelerating out of the break, it's a race to this ball. Who's going to get there first? Is Burrow going to put it on him? Is this DB going to come and blow this thing up? Now, what a lot of guys will do is they'll slow up. They'll stand up right here, and they'll be slow over the middle, right? This guy's going to break on that ball and break up the pass, get a PBU, or rip through our hands and get a pick, right? So we got to make sure we accelerate out of the break, run to the ball. You see him catch and put it away. Catch in traffic, catch, put it away. That's what we need to do anytime we're coming over the middle right there to avoid that big hit from the safety to knock that ball out. Catch that ball, put it away. That's a great job beating this zone coverage look right here. It's a great job when you see them roll down by Burrow, roll down from 2 high safety to 1 high safety, attacking this weak part of the zone, getting it to his guy fast. Let's watch this thing full speed one more time. So he's coming out here. Break down over the middle, accelerate out of the break, catch this ball. That's a great job accelerating out of the break and catching this ball in traffic. Okay, so now we're going to break down Jamar Chase, working this slow play release, but he's going to turn this thing into a fade. So let's watch it full speed, then we're going to break this thing down. So he kind of slow plays, kicks up into second gear. Now this ball's a little underthrown. DB does not play it bad, high points this thing and makes a great catch. So we're going to talk about this slow play release. So Here's the deal with this slow play release. You see him do this kind of slide, right? You want to slide him left, slide him right. So he's bailing. This is zone coverage all day long, right? Press bail type look, right? He's coming here. Eyes are to the inside. Press bail, okay? So he's bailing. This is probably like a quarters concept, I would say again. So when he does this slide, right, there are two releases you could do off of this slide. You could either slide him here and cut back and work a slant, which might have worked because he's going to be sliding in this blind spot, right, if he had a slant called, okay, in that situation. Or you could slide him and then kick up into a fade and kick into second gear. Those are really the two only routes that I like off of that slide release, because if we were running a dig or if we were running a freaking comeback and we work this slide release, right, it's going to take too long, and the timing with the quarterback is going to be screwed up. So we need to either have a slide on a quick throw like a slant or a slide on a fade where we could just kind of lull him to sleep, make him sit inside, give him a jab inside, okay? That's the main thing I want to talk about with that release. Now, when he's working out to this ball, I want you to see here. Getting the hands on him, fighting those hands. You want to pretend like he's got crap underneath these fingernails. It's a great job by Chase fighting those hands. Get those hands off of him. If we could get to this position, get him by about a couple steps without him having hands on us, that's separation. That's what we need, guys, especially when you got as good of a receiver as Chase, right? Now, the ball's underthrown. When he goes up and gets this thing, late hands. He doesn't want to go up too soon. He waits till almost the last possible second to go up and catch this ball. Because if he goes up too early, this DB is going to be able to react and play his hands, right? So he's waiting till almost the last possible second, catching this thing. That's a great job by Chase, working this high point, working this slow play release. Talk to you about the situation of the slow play release, okay? DB did not play this bad. He just played the ball bad, okay? But that's what happens when you show slow hands, or not slow hands, late hands, and you don't show them too early. Let's watch this thing full speed one more time. So he slides him off, bursts upfield. Ball's going to be underthrown here. Give our guy a chance, though. Go up and get it. Great job by Chase getting that ball. Okay, so now this is him in high school again. Now he's going to be working a post. Now the main thing I want to talk about is, again, head and shoulder movement on this route. Let's watch this thing full speed, then we'll break it down. Bam, head and shoulder movement. Keeping that stick inside of his frame, right? Then catching this ball over the top, touchdown, and gets this one-on-one route, right? So, okay. Now, DB is bailing out of there. Press bail. Man, right? He's got man eyes. Eyes are on this receiver, okay? So now when he's bursting out, what do we want to do? We want to close the gap with him. We want to get him on his heels. And that's exactly what we do. We want to be fast. We want to attack. We never want to be not attack-minded. We never want to ease up and try to make our break before it. We want to be attack-minded and attack this DB. So what he's doing here, when he makes this break, you could see how he's closing the gap with him. Now his eyes or looking over this outside shoulder. So this DB is already thinking maybe he's going to try to burn me at the fade. Worst nightmare in one-on-ones, right? Worst nightmare in man coverage. So his eyes play a big factor. Now he makes that stick right here. Look at his head and look at his shoulders. So violent right here, right? But this stick is inside his frame, and he's pushing off the inside portion of his foot. I want you to see this shin angle, right? Again, this is a high school clip. You can see how advanced these guys are. Most of my audience is high school kids. So if you can get some benefit from this and see where these guys are at, that's how you could structure your game. So head and shoulder movement here. Violent head and shoulders. Making this stick inside of his frame, right? What does that do? Gets this DB to turn his hips. That's the whole reason, guys. If we self-fade, if we close the distance with him, right, we're going to get him on his heels, and then if we make a jab with head and shoulder movement to the outside, it's going to get him to turn his hips because he's afraid to get beat over the top, right? And then we're accelerating out. Now, he's speed turning out of there, right? But if we're driving off of that break and we accelerate out of the break like we need to, we take care of our business at the top of the route, he's not going to be able to recover. He stumbles. It's a great job by Jamar Chase working this post. Let's watch this thing full speed one more time. So he's coming out here. Head and shoulder movement, sudden stick, accelerate out of the break. I cannot stress that enough for a big-time play. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, guys. Please leave in the comments who you'd like to see me break down next and any questions you guys might have, and I'll see you guys next time.